Curb appeal is so important.
Major important, especially when you're getting ready to sell your home. People are going to drive by before they ever go inside to see either the renovations or the updates that you're getting ready to do.
And for me, it's the pictures. I know whenever I drive up for pictures, I'm like, what is out of place? What should have been maintained? At this house, you can clearly see like the landscaping, right? I mean, it's dead of winter, but if this were a client, I would have definitely wrote on my list like, hey, this needs to be maintained. Even just adding fresh mulch would have helped its curb appeal. Right. I can see that the roof, I don't know if it's past its time, but definitely could be cleaned. It's not that expensive, and I think it would have helped bring it to life. And then just maintenance on this house. Did you see the front door?
Really? Yes.
Yeah, let's check a look at the front.
So your first impression is that this glass is beautiful because it's beveled and it's like stained, it grids on it. But in your second thought pattern, to allow light to go inside and to update it, it might be better to put a clear glass to remove both of these side lights and maybe some double doors.
That would definitely be a minimal approach to update this door right here. The second approach would be just to take it out, right? And put double doors, which I think would be beautiful. It would modernize it with keeping a traditional feel, because it could be like a French looking door. It doesn't have to be over the top modern.
Right.
And then minimal maintenance. So this is definitely a solid wood door. Sanding it down, I'm curious to know what color that would even be, just sanding it down. And then refreshing the paint because it's all, it wasn't done correctly.
And depending on what type of wood it is, you may be able to just sand it down and put a clear coat on it, and it might just totally update the space.
Yes. Let's take a look at the foyer.
So in the perfect world, you would want to remove this, I would think. But it is...
I agree with that. It's dark. It's pulling a red and a green.
Right.
So,
but if you were on a conservative budget, you might be able to just put a really pretty undertone, light colored rug with some warm tones in it, maybe a pretty arched mirror.
I'm looking up and they have something here. So I'm doing a room right now that is small, probably just as small as this, and I'm just gonna wallpaper the ceiling. So I would just either one, color drench this, or two, put some wallpaper up there in a lighter color to help modernize it with a new light fixture.
Right. Yeah, a new light fixture would do wonders for it. But you got this beautiful crown molding and this arch around the door.
And this beautiful wood here.
Yeah. And so if you put a pretty mirror that would open up the space, I think you could get away with either way.
I agree with a mirror or some type of wall art because there's not much floor space to be able to put a console of any kind.
Right.
When you come.
And if you wanted to change the floor, you could even inlay this with maybe a travertine tile, and it would kind of give you that patterned look. So that could also pull this in if you decided you
and help raise it to the same level even.
Yes, and raise it to the same level.
Okay, so the first thing I see when I walk into this living room is its need for some wall space. I already have some ideas turning in my head, and I'm like, once I know that I would probably wall this off. This is a flex space that could be a living room, a second living room, an office. There's extra space here and there to add a door.
I think that would be perfect. My conservative thought would be just to put some beautiful antique doors because you still have enough wall space on each side to close it up.
Yeah. So in walking past that, I know that I'm gonna disappear and another wall is gonna disappear, so that makes me nervous to say do that because I know people are concerned with walls and having places to put art and whatnot. So let's talk about this fireplace.
Okay.
What do you think?
So
first thing to go.
The first thing to go is all of the granite and the mantle.
Okay.
I don't know where that came from, but I think that it would be better served somewhere else.
This was I don't know, what year was the house born?
Yes, it's like 20 years old.
20 years old.
You know, so yeah, that would need to go. I would think that whatever you surround it with needs to be cohesive with what's going to go on in the kitchen. Yes.
Bring it all the way up?
Yes, I would bring it all the way up.
Okay.
So whether that could be a beautiful, if you want to do some of the trends of today, you might like that white flagstone, I guess that's kind of what you call it, that stone. You could do that here, and then you could bring it into the backsplash in the kitchen, and it would kind of work together. And I would definitely take away this whole mantle situation here. And if you did some type of stone, you could even put a cypress beam that would kind of pull in the character and the style.
Woodwork at the top.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm definitely seeing this back here, wallpaper or painted with some wider shelves to help it just feel not so dated.
Agreed. And new hardware maybe would help a lot also.
Oh, absolutely. That's a given. Hardware throughout the house is going to be changed, right?
Yes.
This right here, it kind of is a transition moment that makes my head go in a lot of different directions, my thoughts in a lot of different directions. The first thing I would say is, you know, these cabinets here, if they were gone, it would open it up, right? But then you're gonna come into a problem of what is the floor gonna look like, because this is brick and this is actually a slight step up.
Right.
With this floor being beautiful, I would think that you could do away with this wall and do this same kind of edge on it. And then you could, which would allow you to still have this island, but bring it bigger. And when you pulled your bar stool out, you would still have enough space to still be on this brick and not be in the living room.
Right.
It would still have its space. I think that would be really really conservative. And then this could either, you know, open this up and this could be flipped here. That would be the most conservative touching points of this kitchen without gutting it.
I agree. I think also over here on this side, even if you were to take this cabinet and move it to this side, you could also repurpose that. Over where the cabinets are right here, you might even go up above them. Now you're seeing where they're bringing the molding up and making the cabinets
so
look
there's
taller.
2 ways to do that. One way I saw that I just flipped a house and put the cabinets, invested to bring them all the way to the ceiling. The day I pulled the trigger on that, I saw a video where they took a molding and then added the crown, and I was like, that would have saved a lot of money had I had done that. But I said, you know what, I'm still pulling the trigger on going to the ceiling, because that makes a huge difference on making it feel bigger and look taller.
I agree, but it is a more conservative approach to it, to where if you wanted to make it have a little bit of a more luxury feel to it. Also, you know, the countertops. Now, this sink is actually a copper sink, a hammered copper sink, and I love the sink. So I think if you had...
So are you gonna come clean it?
Yes, that's right. It definitely has some maintenance on it, but it could be really beautiful.
It could be brought to life.
Yes, it could be brought to life. And then you could change the countertops. You could do, you know, like a Carrara Gold or something. You could carry that all the way up.
So you did mention this being marrying with the mantle in the fireplace, but I would definitely take the stone, and it's not, you know, it just is. I don't know. It should be 17, 18 inches, but I don't think
the stone would be beautiful there, and then you could put the Carrara Gold here, and that would be really nice. You could even put you some shelves if you needed above the sink area. You know, that would be
with these cabinets going all the way to the ceiling. I could definitely see that this stone, it might, if the budget would allow for it, to just carry it the whole way up.
Agreed.
Because it would be really clean looking to just go the entire way.
I agree, and it would be beautiful with that hammered sink, that hammered copper sink. I just like that.
Hey, I just thought of something. You know what else could go right there, right?
Yes, my favorite thing, which is a little banquette.
Yeah.
And you could have storage underneath it. You could put some really cute little upholstered cushions there and make it a nice little breakfast area.
Next thing I see, which is a different kind of feature, is a full bar in this living kitchen space. So once this wall would come down, we're dealing with the floor, right? So we said already that we could do something like this, but then you also have this weird space. So I'm like 99% sure that this matches up with a corner here.
Yes.
I think it would look clean if they could sand this, marry this with some new wood and get it stained and end it here at the corner.
Agreed.
And then you would have a squared off living room instead of it being even more so chopped up with another shape going towards the kitchen. Because this is great, the backyard.
It's fabulous.
This is one of the best backyards in the neighborhood, on a pond. It's got multi-levels, great for a pool, but also it drops down. You're gonna have to take a peek at that.
Okay, I saw this really neat ceiling feature.
Okay.
That I didn't think would look that nice, and in the end, it was really pretty. The designer came in and she painted the ceiling like an olive green.
Okay.
And then she put lattice work all within the recess.
So was it all color drenched or was it just the ceiling?
Just the ceiling.
Okay.
And then she had a wallpaper that was in the lighter tones of the white and the olive.
On the wall?
On the wall.
Okay.
And she had the wallpaper there.
That's definitely a lot of character.
It was, and she dropped a beautiful gold light fixture that was simple from the ceiling. And honestly, when she said lattice, I was like, I don't think that's gonna look too neat. And it was really pretty.
So the alternative to that would be wallpaper.
Yes.
Color drench and add some wallpaper.
And then the
I'm
ceiling.
I'm loving adding wallpaper to a ceiling right now.
Yeah, that's a great feature also, but if you just wanted to keep your room light and airy, you know, you could wallpaper just one wall, and then we need some wood floors in here for sure.
Something, right? Let's move on to a more important room, the primary bathroom.
I got you. So what do you think about this bath? Would you update it?
So many things in here. First thing I would do is address this window. Definitely go away with the block glass. I do like that there's plantation shutters. I am one for light, so definitely would have to figure out, you know, at my house I have a transom up top, so it allows natural light in. But once you would take that out, you'd have to figure, are you gonna do, what type of glass are you gonna do? Do you want it frosted? Do you want to put drapery? Which, I mean, you wouldn't, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I said, I like light, so I would want to be able to get some light in here.
Right.
You know?
I think my big deal is I would take this wall right here and I would do some type of tile feature there. I mean, you could do wallpaper there just to bring in some color, but I think maybe if you use that white stone on the fireplace and in the kitchen.
I'd have to switch it up.
You could have a little bit, you know, I'm so OCD,
Yeah,
I
right.
like all my stuff kind of matchy. But I would probably put some type of stone there, you know, just to give a texture.
So for me, I don't mind this tub. It's definitely a given to take out this whole top shower and retile it.
Right.
Make it, you know, coordinate with the floor. What do you think of a vanity?
I personally sit in my sink when I put my makeup on in the morning. That's pretty terrible.
When I do pre-listing, it's safe to say most women do. When I do pre-listing consults and see the stuff scattered on counters, I'm like, okay, most people must sit in their sink when there's not a vanity because it is full makeup, all the things.
But I do think it has its place. You could put your pretties there, like your perfumes, your lotions. You know, it's a space for that. And I do see it coming back, especially in the master closets. They're putting them in the master closet.
100%.
Yeah.
That is, I guess that's nice.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
not in your.
if you're not that neat, it's a good place
It's a good place to hide it and close the door
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And then this mirror situation. I know that mirrors are coming back like this. Not this, but not like this though, right?
Well, floor to ceiling, I actually put floor to ceiling mirrors in my bathroom, and I love it. I think you could come in and frame them out, you know, and maybe put you some new little light fixtures
Yeah,
in
these
here.
jollies, or
Yeah.
I guess that's what they might call
But it does open up the space.
it. It does. Because if this was not like this, it would definitely feel a lot
100%.
smaller. And then, you know, this custom rug, I wouldn't put a rug in here.
I would have maybe an ottoman in here, you know, of some type, upholstered ottoman. And I'll probably, as much as that color right there is coming back, I think with those countertops, vice versa, where
I
they
would
changed.
replace all the door fronts. I wouldn't want that style.
Or, you know, again, a conservative approach, you could paint it for now just to give you some contrast.
Sure.
And change your hardware.
It all depends on budget. Everything
Yes.
that we're talking about depends on budget and where you want to spend the most money to update a home. This home, I think, would range from 50 on the low end to about 150 to really do some fun
Yeah,
things.
I was thinking about 200.
You don't
Yeah.
have to go that far.
Yeah. Now, in a conservative approach, I think you could do it for 50 and it would be beautiful. And then just take your time and do each room as you go.
Okay, so we are totally done inside. We've showed you a few things, gave you some ideas that might help this house, maybe spark some interest in your house to be creative and push some rooms, to refresh some rooms, should I say?
Yes.
Now let's go take a look at the best feature of this house. Upon walking out this screened-in patio, you could jump right into a pool. There's so much option here in this backyard. Fenced in, great for dogs. You know, either one could work. And then we have this area here.
Yeah, this is super sweet. You could either put a hot tub here, you can make an outdoor kitchen here. I mean, you could just have a lounging
Maybe
area.
try putting the hot tub first to see if you're going to use
the pool.
the pool before you actually, you know, invest
In a pool.
Because that'll be anywhere from 50 to 100 minimum.
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 I mean, it could
to
be.
landscape it and do all the things that you need to do.
I agree. Now, I would take this palm tree down for sure.
It's gotta go?
It's gotta go. It's gotta go to me.
I probably, is that, I don't know if that's knockout.
That is, I think, like the little Peggy Martin.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
I
it
think
really
it's
is
seen its
blocking.
life, yeah.
It's blocking the window, the bay window. But I love the copper awning. That is super neat. And I just see a pool here, but that's just me.
Well, there's water here.
There is water here.
Let's take a walk down.
So when my buyers called to view this property, I was super excited to show it to them. Although we didn't have any idea of what it was going to be like till we walked through the door and we saw beautiful bones. I mean, it just had a great feeling to it. Some homes do, and it definitely had that. But when we walked outside with this view, it was killer for them. They decided pretty much immediately that this would work for them.
This is on hole number 12, I believe. And I've always seen it from a distance and wondered, what does this backyard look like? Because from the water view, it just looks so welcoming. And I'm excited to finally see it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love it. I mean, we would definitely finish our day
I
here.
would definitely finish my day here. Yes, I know the sun sets over there. So just sitting here and watching that, and it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
I hear a water feature, some birds, you know, it's so peaceful.
It's a great property. I hope everyone enjoyed our simple approach to making this home warm and inviting.
Yeah, or we could take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
Can't
we
wait
can
for our
always do
next
that.
project.